I started like putting my dirty underwear here, and then I was like putting like my dirty clothes in piles separately. I'm like, what am I doing? Me personally, I've been doing a lot of smooth rhymes
And good times.
here at the Moose Lounge.
Here at the Moose Lounge.
we've been doing them separately, so don't worry. We've been keeping up with the smooth rhymes.
Yeah,
and
so
good
we
times.
just drop it.
Yeah,
So that we
but,
stay in practice.
Yeah,
Randomly
welcome to the
drop it
Moose
in.
Lounge, everyone. I
Moose
think
Lounge, yeah.
goes without saying that today we will be doing the news.
From 100 years ago.
100 years ago.
Back-to-back 100-year-old
I was
news
going to
episodes.
say, that's why it goes without saying, because that's all we do now.
Yeah. Well, it's a good segment.
It is
I like
good.
it. It's interesting.
It gives us something to look up other than like childhood dream jobs of pirates and video
Which
games.
I like that as well.
Yeah,
But this
you
is way easier to do.
I wouldn't say, yeah, it's easier.
Yeah,
to
Wikipedia has it has a page.
They do.
For the top headlines for every month of forever. it
every
seems.
like day of every
Yeah, every day of every
It's
month.
pretty much
Yeah,
every
the
day.
page is the month, and then it's got sections for each day: who died, who was born.
It's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
I hope one day to make it onto the wiki.
Oh, dude, that'd
April
be
9th.
Yeah, that's true. They pick like the 50 most important things from the world
Hmm.
that month, and they put it in there.
Our buddy Francesco was one of the most famous Francescos in the world. He was like top 10 famous Francesco.
Who? Who are you talking
Francesco Ninvagi.
about? Is he really?
Because he had like 1 million TikTok followers.
Oh, okay.
And there's
okay.
not that many famous.
Well, I was thinking soccer players. I thought there must be 10 Francesco soccer players.
Those were the most, but like.
But they didn't have 1
considering-
million TikTok followers.
Exactly. He had a more following than other Francescos.
Wow, good for him. That's a tough name to be top 10.
I feel like it's not.
Well, it's easy. It's harder than Ebenezer, like.
Not really. You could be, a little bit famous and you're beating out like the other 40 Ebenezer.
That's what I mean. It's easier for Ebenezer. I'm saying it's
yeah,
more
yeah.
impressive that he did it as a Francesco.
Sure, I think
Yeah.
Francesco's not that common of a name though.
Oh, really?
Like compared to like John.
Yes, sure. Compared to Francesco is
Or I
the
even feel
John
like
of
Brian
Italy.
is a more
That's the John of
common name.
Italy.
Brian and Eddie are more common.
Than Francesco?
I think so.
I don't know about Brian.
Italy's
Edward, I
small.
don't think is that popular.
Italy's a tiny country in the grand scheme.
Compared to,
Yeah, that's why I said like
Where?
Ebenezer's got his. I don't even know what country that would be from.
I don't know either. And basically, it's Scrooge is number one. And then you see-
Ashbadgenezer?
Well, Ebenezer Scrooge
Oh,
is obviously tops the rankings.
What is he, like British?
No, he's a fictional
Scottish?
character from Charles Dickens.
What is this fictional character's nationality? As I'm sure he has one.
I don't know.
I think he's British.
Ebenezer Scrooge. I think it's it's probably like an offensive Jewish stereotype if I had to guess. Right? Ebenezer? That's if I had ever. And he hoards
Scrooge.
money? It's gotta be.
Let's see. He's a cold-hearted miser?
Yeah, that means someone who
What
doesn't want to
race?
share.
He's a human. Thanks, fucking Google.
Very, very progressive of
he's
Google.
English. He's English.
Human, you bigot. He's what?
He's English.
He's English. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. He's a brutal Brit.
Yeah, but my point is, if your name is Ebenezer, it's a long road to number one.
Yeah.
It's a short road to number two.
No.
Most famous Ebenezer.
And no discredit for Francesco. I fucking love Franny, but I just think it's a more doable task than like a Brian. I don't know.
Yeah,
see.
we can look this up. Let's figure out how many people are named Brian in the world.
How many people are named Brian in the world?
And I'll do Francesco.
19th most popular name. Good fucking luck, dog. Good luck.
Do you have the
Fran.
list of the most popular names there?
And no, it's just Brian is ranked as the 19th most popular. That's how.
What
high up
do you
it is.
have like a number of people named that?
There were 11,000 baby boys named Brian in 2023.
That's not helpful.
There are 504 people named Brian for every 100,000 Americans.
Oh god, that's way for America, way more than Francesco.
That's what I'm saying.
How many did you say? 500?
504.
Oh my god, dude!
Dude,
So many Brians.
I know it's tough to be a
Guess,
famous Brian.
guess Francesco.
Like 10 probably.
3.9
Oh,
for 100,000.
that's what I said. Fran is a pretty rare. How many Francescos do you know? I know like
guess-
one Francesco.
In my head, he's two Francescos because he's like Francesco from altar serving, and then Francesco from. So I'm like, I know at least two Francescos, and then I'm like,
I mean, how many Giovannis do you know?
two.
Yeah.
Gio and Francesco.
Gio's.
Oh, Gio is Giovanni. What's their last name?
we doxing him like that? I can say it. No, I don't want to dox. I'll tell you off stream.
How many people named Edward? This is the real test. Oh, okay.
It's kinda like
414.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, you're right. It's a rare name.
Francesco.
Okay, so maybe he didn't have the tough road I thought he had. I just assumed. All right.
That's what I said. There were like 3 soccer players above him, like an actor, and then it was him. I was like, damn, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, that is lit.
It was.
Also, you got to have a big ego to start tracking how famous you are.
Someone
compared.
sent it to him, and it was like fametracker.com. They're like, Fran, you're up there. He had crazy ass fans.
Yes, my Google alert sent this to me that I moved up the rankings.
He had 1 million TikTok fans. You don't think one of them sent him a fucking...
Well, yeah, I don't know.
They were like crazy. They were all like 14-year-old vapors. So they were obsessed with just
such
getting
a funny
his attention.
fan base to have. Like,
I love Fran. He fucking crushed it.
And like it's always going to be It's not like they grow up and stay with Francesco. They age out of being into vape influencers, and he just gets a new horde of 13-year-old vapors.
They just become 18-year-old vapors.
But then they age out, so it's eternally just the 14-year-old vapors.
Yeah, pretty much.
That are
They're never growing up.
watching Francesco do tricks.
All right, should we get into the news as opposed to this modern?
Yeah, let's get into the news. No vapes 100 years ago in April
Unfortunately,
1924.
it's fucking lame.
So lame. No, everyone was smoking mad cigarettes. Guess how many people die, or guess the percentage of cigarette smokers that die from lung cancer?
The percentage of cigarette smokers that die from lung cancer, I don't know, like 25%?
10%.
Oh.
And even that's, you got to be smoking more than a pack a day.
So you're saying it's not that bad?
No, I'm not saying it's obviously that's obviously a terrifyingly high number. What I just in my brain it was way higher.
Yeah, it's like
I was thinking like
that's
50,
how they sold
50.
it to us, which it worked. Like,
yeah,
cigarettes are pretty much, like not cool.
Yeah, if you're smoking, it's under 10%. If you're smoking less than a pack a day,
it definitely was like smoking will give you lung cancer.
Yeah, it's like a guarantee. And then I was looking, and it's like a 17% chance if you smoke 35 cigarettes a day, almost 2 packs. That's a cigarette once, like roughly once every 30 minutes.
Damn, you'd be crushing them.
That's insane.
You gotta live outside at that point.
Yeah, dude, you can't watch a whole movie. That's like if you binge Seinfeld and you had a cigarette after every episode.
It's like, you want to drive up to this concert tonight? It's like, how long's the drive? It's like 2.5 hours. Like, I don't know, man.
Can I smoke in your car?
Can we pull over every 25 minutes?
I think the dude's really stubborn. He's like, you're not smoking in the car. I don't care if it takes us 7 hours to get there. It is not happening. But yeah, in my head, I thought it was way higher.
I mean, they did the same thing with sex without condoms. They were like, you will get her pregnant.
Yeah, and now everyone's infertile.
And it's just, like not easy to get pregnant. Obviously, it happens
It's
a lot.
It's just a timing thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like it can happen on accident, but it's also can also be really difficult. And they basically sold it to me. I thought you literally got pregnant if you didn't wear a condom. Like it was like not every time, but like so likely. Like 50-50, you're flipping a coin.
It's a little bit kind of on the girl because it's like, yeah, I'm gonna have a one night stand.
That's cool.
Well, no, just because the guy obviously
she didn't tell me.
You can't see if she's fertile at the moment. And so the girl is like, yeah, it's the 2 days of the month where I could get pregnant. Let's go have a one night stand. That's a good idea.
Like, that's she doesn't necessarily know to its science every time.
You can get real close.
You can get close.
Yeah, it's like halfway between your periods.
Did we even get into the news, or how did we just talk?
We talk about cigarettes and then pregnancy.
we're close to talking.
We're
about
close
the
to talking news.
10 minutes in, we will get to the news. We've already lost all our views.
I'll start with the news because I've got a guy I want to talk about.
Okay.
So on April 8th, so this is the news headline. I'll start with that. On April 8th, 1924, Harry Grindwell Matthews did a death ray demonstration to reporters only.
The fuck is a death ray?
Dude, we still don't know.
What was his name?
His name is Harry Grindell Matthews. And so this guy...
Sounds like a band.
This guy was in the UK. He was he was a big inventor. And he invented all of this stuff.
He didn't die in 1924, so...
No, he didn't die.
Well, clearly the death ray didn't work.
Oh, well, he didn't point it at himself.
Go on.
But yeah, so this guy's an inventor, and he kind of establishes himself because the British government put out some prize money for either someone that took down a Zeppelin or developed a technology to take out Zeppelins or to remote control stuff.
Okay.
Very weird.
Just remote control any stuff?
And remote control any stuff. It was a very interesting combo.
Do they mean like other stuff? Or
it was like ballistic missile or RC car will win this prize.
They probably wanted remote control missiles, would be my guess.
That would have gotten you maybe double prize. Like you get it twice if you come with remote control missiles.
He's like, oh fuck, I got the perfect idea. They want remote controls and missiles.
But the point is, this guy wins it. And he wins it because he developed a way to remotely control a boat, like around a pond or something.
Okay.
So he's a legit inventor. He also invented like this super intense projector that would like project stuff on the clouds, like a clock or the Batman symbol.
Whatever. I was like, on the clouds, but then you said the Batman symbol. I was
like, it's literally like the Batman symbol, whatever. But that was a big deal. So the point is, he's legit, and so he develops this death ray, and well, actually, before this, he claims to develop walkie-talkies for the first time, and basically a way to communicate with planes. And so he has some government officials come out to check it because he wants to get a deal with them to produce it.
Sure.
And he says that no professionals can come because he's like paranoid of people stealing his work. Makes sense. The officials that do come get there, and when he's not looking, start to try to take apart the machine and take notes.
Those bastards.
So he kicks them all out.
Now he's like, I'm making a death ray.
Well, yeah. He's like, and thus the villain is born. But no, so the point is, he's obviously suspicious. And so then years go by, he like cuts ties with them for that, and he develops the death ray and refuses to show it to anyone other than reporters. And so he has reporters come in this laboratory demonstration. He supposedly pointed the death ray and was able to shut down a motorcycle engine from a distance.
Death to machine ray?
Yeah, apparently, like if it had enough fuel, it could hurt humans. But the point is, it was like take out
ray
machines.
That would put magnetos out of action.
But it could shut down engines from far away and or light gunpowder on fire.
Okay.
He only demonstrated this to reporters, and they reported on it. They loved him. They bought full in. The newspapers were on his side. Mm-hmm. The British government was still peeved about the radio work, and so they started to discredit him because he wouldn't let them see his death ray. Mm-hmm. And so when you read about it, it always reads as like this guy's like a psycho, like a loony basically that claims he made a death ray. We've no real evidence of this. But then he goes, okay, you don't think my death ray is real? I'm going to go sell it to France. And they're like, you're not fucking leaving this country with that death ray.
that ridiculous machine.
Yeah, that machine that doesn't work. How did you get the fuck back here? And so he barely escapes to France to do the, like they actively try to stop him, but he just manages to get away. And then from then on out, he does start to seem like a loony guy. Because he never ends up selling it to France. He comes to the U.S., says he can't demonstrate the death ray there because the U.K. won't let him. Then he makes a movie called Death Ray, and it's like, okay, was this some marketing scheme or whatever?
So did he ever get the death ray up and running?
Well, for those reporters, that's the evidence we have of the death ray. The reporters saw it shut down a motorcycle while it's running from a distance, and then they saw it ignite gunpowder from a distance, which for the time is pretty freaking magical. But yeah, so Harry Grindell Matthews is now, and like, it makes you wonder, like maybe the British government just got their hands on that death ray, and they have all this crazy tech, and he's just one of the guys, like, once they get it, they're like, now we make him seem like a loony. We're going to release a movie called Death Ray in his name, and
this will show
him
world that he was wrong all along.
But isn't that a wild story?
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
He also was the 5th husband of some lady named
of the opera singer. I saw that. And she's famous for having 6 husbands, the first 4 of which had a cumulative wealth of like $125 million at the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
She divorced all of her husbands.
Yeah. What's her name? Say her name. This is an opera singer. This was Harry Grindell Matthews' wife.
Ganawalska.
Ganawalska.
Sounds like a disease. Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, kudos to her.
But yeah,
and kudos to him in the death ray.
So 100 years ago, on April 8th, he did that death ray demonstration to the reporters.
Fun.
Isn't that wild?
That's pretty crazy.
Wonder if we have death rays now.
I think we do. They're just EMPs.
EMPs.
Yeah.
But EMPs wouldn't shut down an engine. That's what I don't get, right? Because like an engine, you need electricity to start it. And sort of modern ones rely on electronics for everything. But like old school ones, it's just an electric starter. And then it's just the fuel ignition, like the fuel igniting that keeps it running. So that's what makes. Are you googling would an EMP take out an engine?
Mm-hmm.
What's it say?
Well, according to the Reddit thread,
I like Reddit.
all cars, gas, diesel, electric, have computer chips controlling them. Computer chips in cars run everything. From
recent
fuel
cars.
Injectors.
But just the basic engine, once it starts,
This
it's
was
not relying on
14 years
electricity.
ago.
Even then, just the engine.
I don't think his death machine was real,
Really?
but I think our EMPs would.
So here's the thing that makes me think it's real.
Yeah,
The reporters
he would have just showed it off and made some money.
saw it multiple times and bought into it hard.
The
Like
dumbass
even when the UK
reporters.
was like the government was like shaming him and trying to stop him from leaving for France. The whole time the newspapers are like, genius Harry Grinwell Matthews and his death ray continue to be subjected to persecution by the UK
I think
government.
they just were eating it up, and like one news story probably printed it, and they're like, "Fuck, we gotta be on
these
this shit."
are the guys that saw the death ray with their eyes.
They saw some dude who maybe had a motorcycle kill switch or some small human behind
that would have
the
been more
motorcycle.
impressive than the death ray in 1924.
The small human behind the motorcycle.
They didn't have walkie-talkies.
Everyone had small humans back then. They were used as like stage hands and such.
He had a
And
midget
he
in the
could have
motorcycle.
just clearly had one hiding behind the motorcycle. Shut it off.
The midget in the machine.
And now I shoot the death machine, and the kid just kills it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my conspiracy theory.
Oh boy, if that motorcycle wants dinner tonight, it'll shut off.
I would hate to have to use the belt on that motorcycle.
The motorcycle wouldn't like to go back to the circus, would it? But then how about the gunpowder that he ignite from a distance? Ignited?
Probably had another small person lighting the fuse, dude.
That's a real small person. And what, is he in the gunpowder? Like he's going down
You were
with the
there.
ship?
You saw exactly how it was set up. It could
Well,
have
I
been like in
didn't.
a box.
I figured the many reporters would be like, there was an unexplained midget
Dude,
among the gunpowder.
Reporters in the 20s don't count.
There are midgets everywhere.
Everywhere. I mean, you don't know. Back then they were.
The gunpowder had the usual midget, but nothing to report on here. This is.
Yeah, they just kind of blended in with society. That's how used to it they were.
So I just like the idea of genius inventor creates the death ray and then is chased out of the country by the government.
And then they make fun of him
And then
for
releases a
being a
movie
crazy person.
called The Death Ray. What a great way to discredit yourself, is to try to make a movie about it after.
It is pretty solid. But what if it backfires even harder? And the guy like runs with it, starts making movie franchise, like he becomes famous as well. It could be an endless cycle. Then they have to destroy his movie career that they started.
Yeah, he becomes so powerful. He makes a movie about constructing the death ray, but it contains accurate instructions. Now everyone has a death ray at home. That'd be not bad.
Everyone's just killing motorcycles from across the street.
Dude, that'd be...
Igniting gunpowder from everywhere.
Yeah. I always feel like terrorists are not very creative. Here's my creative terrorist scheme.
Let's
to all
hear
the
it.
ISIS members listening.
Well, you need a creative terrorist name first. Before you can have that's the least creative terrorist name you could think of.
What should it be? A bomb is here.
A bomb and a shear.
A bomb is here. That's my terrorist name.
So you're
First
gonna,
name, a
you're gonna be
bomb.
bombing as this terrorist, or you're gonna have a more creative terrorist act.
Well, just let me get to my creative terrorist act.
Okay.
All right. Here's what you do. You create a banger Avengers sequel. All right. Like top-notch graphics. You get Robert Downey Jr. back in it, and in it they create a bomb, and the instructions are accurate. That's it.
and that would be telling people how to make a bomb.
The whole world knows the bomb.
I think I
Chaos
could Google
ensues.
how to make a bomb. It's getting the supplies. That's the hard part.
Google it.
I'm not going to
I'll
Google
Google it. How to make a bomb.
I guarantee you could figure it out. It's just like you need like fucking chemicals and shit.
A lot of Homeland Security results are showing up at the top. I don't think this is going to be the instructions.
Why would Homeland Security even have these links? It's definitely just like,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
come on,
dude.
click.
The Sandy Hook Promise YouTube channel has how to make a homemade bomb. What?
That was a scary.
That was scary. It's only 1 minute long. How to make a homemade bomb.
I'm glad I'm not throwing them.
Oh my God. Step 1 is stop attending school. So far, I don't believe it. Spend 20 hours a day in your bedroom.
Wait, this was definitely intended for fucking some kid who was searching it and got this video, and it's like,
oh my God, this is not going to convince him otherwise. He's gonna be like, this is what I need to destroy. This video right here. Oh my God.
Who's this for? Is this just to scare me? What is
Put the future on hold. Am I really going to have a bomb after these steps? This is a misleading ad. Suppress feelings. Not the instructions I would have expected for a bomb.
What are these? Is this a love bomb?
What? I got to find the last step. Detonate. Okay. So the bombs are... So by the second to last step, the bomb is there.
I get it. It's for parents. How to basically make your kid a bomb. How to make a homemade bomb.
Okay. So my kid will explode after I suppress my feelings.
Something crazy. I get it. I don't know how that video's named that. I get the idea, but
I think
feel
someone thought they were being artsy.
The wrong audience is being targeted.
Yes. The people who Google how to make a bomb are not the ones that need to see that.
They're like, my mom and dad did do all this.
It's like perfectly describing the bomber. And it's like, you guys get it. You guys get it. You guys are on board with this.
Yeah. Imagine like all the comments are just like links to actually how to make a bomb. Like, I'm here too, brother.
Also, making a YouTube video entitled How to Make a Homemade Bomb cannot be great in the search algorithm. That's not going to help you with your click-through rate.
Yeah, just like hella dislikes.
Yeah, YouTube's like, oh, people love this. How to make a homemade bomb. We're gonna make sure everyone gets their eyes on this at least once.
Must-see content.
Yeah. I think that this is actually a good barrier because basically, judging by these Google results, if I wanted to make a bomb, I'd have to like go learn chemistry.
Yeah.
And I don't want to bomb anything that bad.
No,
I'm surprised anyone does.
That really makes you rethink.
That really does.
Just take a moment back and not learn chemistry.
You're like, so I'll have to study to make this bomb. Yeah. That is...
I guess my problems aren't that bad after.
Yeah. It's not on eHow, and so I need a... but yeah, that's my first news story. About Harry Matthews.
A bit of a whirlwind from there, but
yeah,
I guess that's just the nature of the Moose Lounge.
The world was crazy 100 years ago in April.
I have I don't know if this is necessarily a fun one, kind of just a fun fact. A lot of mine were just fun facts. There are a couple good ones in here, but Metro Pictures, Goldwyn Pictures Corporation, and Louis B. Majors Pictures were merged by Marcus Liao to build MGM Film Studio back 100 years ago. So it's actually MGM's 100th birthday, and that was today. April 17th,
oh, that's
1924.
Good.
And so I was looking at them, and I was Googling their best movies of all time. I hadn't seen the first three: Freaks, The Tin Man, and A Night at the Opera, all in the 1930s.
We're not seeing any of those.
I thought I remember the MGM, like this...
I can only think of the MGM Grand, like the casino.
I feel like they've made some newish movies. There was a couple, bless you. Gone with the Wind and The Wizard of Oz. I was like, okay.
How are those not in top 3?
That's top 4 and 5. I guess the fucking Freaks is a great movie.
It must have been a fire movie.
The Thin Man.
Oh, The Thin Man?
Yeah. And then there was another one that I think I recognized. Maybe not. All right, we're in the 60s, though. The Dirty Dozen, I think I've seen that one.
Dirty Dozen's a popular title.
Christmas Story. That's why I was like, okay.
What's that?
You've never seen Christmas Story?
Christmas Story? Is that the one with Ebenezer?
Yeah. No. That's with Ralphie, shoot your eye out with that thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
classic,
I do know that
classic. So Mice of Men's in there, Casino Royale. Okay, so now we're in the girl.
All right, now we're in there.
Skyfall. But yeah, fucking awesome studio.
Also, they're skewing this a little bit. More people saw Skyfall than saw The Tin Man. Because there are just so many more people in America.
But the people that saw The Thin Man
were more hyped
enjoyed it more.
They liked
I also want you to just look up this movie, He Who Gets Slapped. It's the first movie featuring the MGM logo. Give that one a Google.
You should as well.
I shall. But yeah, just check out that Wikipedia page.
He who gets slapped.
1924.
No, but like type it in so that it's on the video.
I know, dude. Don't you worry.
Oh my god, dude! I don't like this clown.
Oh yeah, baby.
What am I looking for?
Go for the Wikipedia page. See if you can find it.
Wikipedia. He who gets slapped. Film.
Oh, well.
It's a psychological thriller. I could have guessed based on the scary.
This
clown.
isn't where I thought it was going. Can you look up the list of Metro Goldwyn Mayer movies?
What?
Just look up the list of MGM movies. I promise it'll make more sense. 1924.
Oh my gosh. 1924.
Oh yeah. Click on that first one right there.
Here?
Uh-huh. Oh man.
Okay. Sherlock Jr. I heard about that. That's with Buster Keaton.
Go to Google the list of Metro. Google this. Google it.
What is it?
Google this.
List of Metro Goldwyn Mayer movies. Wiki.
There we go.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Click that first one. Is it different? Find this link.
I don't. I'm trying. Oh, here it is.
Now click on He Who Gets Slapped and read it aloud. Tell me what it says. Are you going to read it?
A movie about the Moose Lounge and their adventures as a podcast.
What?
It got 5 stars and 2 thumbs up from every critic with thumbs.
What? Every single one?
Must see stuff, says paid comedian Eddie Stone. We got a Wikipedia page.
Come on, man.
Oh, in the depth, deep in Wikipedia. How did you do this?
I gotta celebrate your fucking.
I've got. Oh, well, thank you. I have bad news. Lee Vilensky has asked for quick deletion of this article. The reason is nonsense.
Oh no!
Wait, can I take a screenshot of this?
I guess you could try.
I'll use the snipping tool.
But yeah, man, congrats on getting that paid slot.
Thank you.
Our
Yeah,
paid
passed at the
comedian.
comic strip. That's a huge deal.
Lee Volinsky doesn't think it's that big of a deal.
No, fuck you, Lee. He doesn't know.
Dude, how did he find this? I did this like recently. He's
Dude,
an
there are
active
people that's their
English
whole job.
Wikipedia. He's from Somerset, and he lives in England. Oh, well then I don't give a fuck about you, Mr. Lee. Oh, actually, he edits on Q Sports, Snooker, and Pool. How the fuck did he find this? Damn.
I think that they just see new articles getting posted.
And they're like,
But is that a real movie? He Who Gets Slapped?
yeah, you found it. Way better.
Yeah.
What's up? We're in the middle of an episode. You want to be our first official guest?
Yeah.
So yeah. Did he say he had to take a shit?
Yeah, he's got to take a shit.
Beautiful.
But so how did you? I didn't even how do you edit?
I clicked on it and it was like, want to edit this? And I was just like, yeah. Let me plug in some bullshit.
I do like how tough it was to find that.
It was
that
way
Wikipedia
tougher than I
page.
was hoping it would be. I was hoping you would be just like, oh yeah, click that, see it naturally. But no, that was a bit tricky.
And then I was getting ready to read the error where Lee was like, "This is nonsense."
Should we add Wapel at this message? Oh no, I don't want to defend it.
You don't want it.
No, I'm not willing to defend it. And we're probably gonna get like hate mail on our YouTube page.
That would be crazy. Some passionate fan of He Who Got Slapped, the MGM movie from 100 years ago, is like, "You sons of
You
bitches.
bastards! My father was in this
You
movie.
don't know."
My grandfather directed this movie.
The movie, the other MGM movie, the Sherlock Jr. by Buster Keaton, was it's like they take some subset of movies and preserve them somewhere because they're considered culturally important, and that's one of them. Buster Keaton was like, aside from Charlie Chaplin, like the silent film, one of the silent film stars.
Yeah. He was the guy that like should have died.
You ever see the video of the guy who's like, he's on the front of a train?
Yeah.
And he's tossing wood to like get other wood out of the way. Mm-hmm. That's Buster Keaton.
Is he the one that like fell all the time? Too?
Yeah, he broke all bones because there was like, there weren't the special effects.
He was the special effect.
The special effects were that he was willing to get hurt.
Special effect.
Yeah, the special effect was inside him all along.
All right. I have some good ones. I might just cross out a couple because there's some.
Yeah, go for it. I only have one more, so.
Oh, nice. Well, this guy, I really liked him. It's his birthday, Stephen Tabor III.
Well, you got to say, like, 100 years ago on whatever.
Well, I'll get to it because today is his birthday.
Oh, April
100
17th.
years ago. He was born April 17th, 1924.
Nice.
So that's pretty much the only reason why he's in the story. But I just liked him.
Okay.
Because he was recognized as basically the best honeybee researcher ever.
Oh, fuck
and I was
yeah.
like, what?
Oh, I love that.
I know.
What a...
And look at this guy, too. Just like absolute savage looking. Let me crank up that. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. He looks...
I'm pretty sure he was in the Navy, too. Served his time. While he was in the Navy, he still kept beekeeping. And we taught beekeeping.
How do you do that?
Side job. He would get home. He's like, I got to go teach people about fucking bees.
Sorry, babe. The bees need me.
The bees and these people need me. And he also, what I had to like basically Google, I had to chat GPT what it meant. He specialized in pioneering the use of instrumental artificial insemination, undergoing some of the first seminal and biochemical investigations carried out with invertebrates.
All right, he's inseminating these bees.
Dude, he was fucking these bees.
He's fucking the bees.
So you're like, oh wow, this guy's sick. Meanwhile, he's just some slutty little bee whore. And all his students are like,
oh yeah, you like that? You like that? Who's my dirty little queen? Who's my dirty little queen?
Did she consent to this? They always consent.
How do you extract, dude? How do you extract bee semen? The tiniest fleshlight ever.
I just love that he's like the OG, like the number one bee guy, and it's like he's known just for fucking impregnating these bees. The life and legacy of Steve Tabor is one that will remain in the hearts of those who knew him, especially the bees.
Yeah, of course.
His knowledge and mannerisms
he knew how to,
have molded the lives of all that he's touched. He will never be forgotten.
No, of course not. Trauma sticks around, as all those bees know.
All the bees he's touched will remember.
All the bees trying to remain chaste, as they're like, you know what? Jesus Christ is for me. And he's like, no, forcefully jerking them off. Dude, imagine we're like the bees. And some chaste priest is like, I've devoted myself to God. I shall not take a woman nor a lover, no matter what. And then the aliens come down. They're like, we need your cum. And then just start milking. He's like, no. This is for...
We're going to use your cum to get other bees.
We need more. And then they take... Yeah. That could go very dark very fast, but I'll end it there.
He was the most brilliant and wonderful eccentric bee researcher ever. He transformed these questions into creative, constructive research problems, all while teasing and yelling and laughing wildly and free.
Dude, does that really say that?
It really says
teasing?
This was a quote from one of his students. So he was getting like...
Students like, he's a teaser. Man, does he tease. They chose those words carefully.
Teasing.
Like, he's a bee
teasing
creep.
And yelling.
Look, honestly, if you have weird... predatory, sexual...
laughing wildly and free.
Good God. Look, dude, I think if you have weird, predatory, sexual urges, channeling them towards bees might be the best way to handle them.
I feel like something that's not alive is a little more healthy.
Well, yes, I agree.
But he did it in the name of
science. But if you gotta, do bees. Because bees can fight back. They can, they've got a hive mind. They have stingers.
Maybe he, seduced them with his mannerisms.
His mannerisms? He's like, buzz, buzz. Buzz.
His knowledge and mannerisms molded the lives that he's touched. So clearly they were quite nice. I know we're shitting on this guy. I really did like him.
I legitimately think he's cool. It's also hilarious that he's famous for inseminating bees.
Yeah. It's awesome.
That's a really good one.
He was interested in bees at an early age. He had an uncle bee.
What?
I'm kidding. Oh. Who gave him his first beer.
Well, you remember it's like a popular meme, is when that lady who tries to flirt with the bee from Bee Movie.
Oh yeah, no, she tries to fuck that bee.
Yeah, it's like she's like ready to leave her husband for the bee.
She does leave her husband for the bee.
Well, she saw a few clips of Tabor on the internet, and she's like, well, there's something going on with these bees.
Anything can happen with them.
What's his first name? Tell me his name one more time.
Stephen Tabor III.
The third. Lord knows what
you know
Stephen
what an
Tabor's 1 and 2 did to
apiologist
those
was?
bees.
Say that again?
I said, Lord knows what Stephen Tabor's 1 and 2 did to those bees.
Did you know apiology was the study of bees?
No, I couldn't have told you that, but
Or
it sounds
could be
familiar.
an apiologist. I have no idea. But yeah, that's the life of Mr. Tabor. Tabor.
That's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good one.
Thanks. I liked it.
So my other one was pretty selfish, in that, dude, I love the Wikipedia article, by the way.
I'm glad.
I screenshotted
Don't
it.
expect it to be up too much longer.
No, I know. That's why I screenshotted it, because I'm like, I'm going to save this for later.
It's a bummer that warning flag
It's
is
funnier, and I like it that Lee is already pissed about this
what
Wikipedia
was it?
article. Nonsense.
Nonsense.
It's funny that that's the G1 nonsense. If you click the link.
I wonder if he's got like a choice in
Dude, it gives you a very detailed summary of nonsense.
history of nonsense.
This is it's like a full page of just like, this is what nonsense is.
This is nonsense. This is nonsense.
That's awesome.
Let's see
all right,
your
so
selfish article.
yeah, here's my selfish one. So I studied at the Catholic University of America, and on campus we have the Basilica of the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception.
Sure.
And can you just Google it so that the folks at home can see what this looks like?
The
Just Google Basilica of the National Shrine, DC, and that'll come up.
National Shrine, DC.
Yeah. And go images. Yes, that's what it looks like. So that was on my campus,
Okay.
this bad boy.
I like it.
It's like every time I walked by it on my way to class, it looks like the type of building I would like to defend in the case of a war. You know what I mean?
I mean,
And that's what, like, there were
theory, yeah, I see what you're saying.
there were turrets up there
Structurally,
to
though,
shoot from walls to defend.
you know what it kind of reminds me of? In Super Smash Bros.
Oh, dude.
Peach's Castle, is that what it is?
Or Hyrule, is that what you're thinking?
No, not Hyrule. Peaches.
Peaches.
Where like the missile comes in
Oh,
from
you're
the
right.
side.
Minus that
Yeah,
spire.
Exactly. If this wasn't here.
It does look like
Exactly.
that. It does give those vibes. I never thought of that before.
Come on, you got to think outside the box
Yeah.
sometimes.
But all right, but 100 years ago, on April 20th, 420, 1924,
Let's go.
they offered their first public mass, and it was for Easter Sunday, conducted by Bishop Thomas Joseph Shahan. And so basically, so that was their first public mass, was 100 years ago, on 420. And what I thought was funny about this was that this Bishop Thomas guy, he was like, you know what, America is this up and coming country. We should have a basilica, something of Catholicism in the capital. And so he goes to the Pope, and he's like, hello, Pope, or whatever you say to the Pope. And then, and he's like,
What
I'd
up,
like to, sup, dude. And he's like, I'd like to build this thing. And the Pope's like, you know what? That's a great idea. Here's $11,000 in today's money
And he had to build this.
to build this.
And he did it?
Well, it's just funny to me that the Pope has no sense of how much a basilica costs. He's
It's like asking Donald Trump how much like a carton of milk costs.
yeah, he's like, oh, what,
I don't know, here's
$100?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you want to build a basilica, like a basically a castle with stained glass walls? Here's 10 grand, that ought to cover it. But he goes back, and Catholic University, where I went, donates the land, and then he gets investors and he builds it. But they had their first mass 100 years ago.
Nice.
And it made the list on the Wikipedia page.
Wow.
So it must have been important to someone.
So you saw Catholic and you were like, damn, this is a
I did. I saw it. I was like, I got to say something about it. I did. I skateboarded a lot on the steps of this basilica.
Oh, dude, on the steps. I thought you were going to say off the dome. That's
It's
like some
not much
Tony
of a-
Park skate park
Not
thing.
much of a landing down
Dude, yeah,
there.
but you hit a little nose right here, just for good. And then you could probably grind on this.
Yeah, and then you just die.
Yeah, no.
The end is that you die.
I think you can reverse grind down, ollie onto this, hop on over, wall ride probably, realistically.
Okay,
at
wall
that
ride
point.
down. Yeah, realistically.
If
Since
we've
we're
made
being
If
realistic.
we've made it through all of this.
Yeah, a little wall ride down. That's nothing.
Honestly, if you can get the angle nicely, you could even hit this like, and then, yeah, this is going to be a big 30-foot drop.
Dude, have you seen those videos? They're popular on Instagram. It's like a clip from Skate 2. You ever played that game?
Yeah.
It's a clip from Skate 2. and the caption is "Atheists explain this." And then it'll be them doing some sick trick, finishing with the Jesus pose.
It'll be actually Jesus skateboarding.
It'll be Jesus skateboarding. He finishes with the Jesus pose, lands some sick trick, and it's like, explain that. I love
with like a
those
Creed
videos.
song in the back. Here goes my hero.
And he's ripping it. Those, and you know what else I really love are the Mormons shredding videos.
Yes, dude, those guys are sick.
He's like, "Hi, I'm Brother Edmund, and today I'm going to ride these 6 stairs to get you to convert to Jesus Christ." Dude, and it's like kind of cool, but not cool enough for a video trick.
Dude, sometimes they go off some big ass steps.
Yeah, they're great at bicycling or whatever they're doing. I don't take it away from them, but at the same,
I think they're honestly better at like crashing.
Yeah, but like for me to convert, I need to see like a 360 at least. Whereas they're just kind of navigating steps well. Yeah, can we get a good Mormon
parkour missionary
Mormon parkour video up there? Oh god,
wait, no,
this is not the Mormon parkour.
That
guy
was way
of.
too good.
But man, have they branched out.
What I've seen them on. Let's see, maybe Danny Duncan. I saw them on Extreme Mormons. That's what it is.
Yeah, Extreme Mormons.
That was pretty bad. Let's see. We're gonna have some ads, though. Let's look at their top.
Whatever the one is.
We're gonna go for the top. Oh, they only have a couple. Not a lot of views.
Well, dude, it doesn't take much when you've got moves like that. Nice, we get a little bit of ad in there.
We're giving Mill Kitchen Bin some free ads.
Elder Matthew, today I'm joined atop this very tall hill with Elder Philip, and I've decided that I'm going to demonstrate my feat by going down this hill on my bike.
Okay.
Give us full screen.
Can't protect me now. You ready to get some conversions, Elder Philip? Absolutely. Let's do this.
Oh, no hands.
No hands.
All right.
That's a big hill. No hands.
Dude, no way is he doing that without the power of Christ.
No, Jesus is. I was gonna say no hands, but clearly Jesus is taking the wheel.
He's hitting the pose. He's hitting the. All right.
I'm feeling the power. So you're telling me you don't want to convert a little bit more after that?
Say again.
You're telling me you don't want to convert a little bit after that?
Do a little bit, just because it looks like fun to hang out with those guys. You put on a tie and then go shred. That sounds like a nice day.
In this video, I think they were just pretty much going down the steps and like hurting themselves.
Oh, I know that guy.
I like Danny Duncan.
You showed me this guy.
Yeah, he's pretty funny. Let's see, but yeah.
Dude,
come on.
That's pretty sick.
I can't do that.
Oh
at
my
all.
goodness.
It's the same thing, just 4 stairs more.
They've got like a different vehicle each time. Ooh.
Still, that's what I remember them from.
Oh, okay.
He's just going down the trash canyon.
Well, that's a little.
Now that makes me want to convert for sure. But yeah, Frank Capone died
Recently?
April 1st, 1924.
Oh.
Recently in this video's content.
Wait, before we dive into Frank Capone, should we make another drink?
Sure.
Wave your arms wildly so we don't cut at this part.
We only have about 15 minutes left to an hour, so.
I just kind of want another drink.
Yeah, no, I'm saying.
That's all I'm thinking. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do jokes.
Let me fly through my last couple stories, Mm-hmm. Should I riff while you're gone again?
Oh, okay. I'll make them. Yeah, riff, dude. Give a message to the people. Give them some advice they need to know.
Use the Woodford, please.
Yeah, got it.
This one's for the people. I have nothing to say.
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs?
Talk about dinosaurs. I feel like people need to know about them.
I mean, what's there to say?
Do you know they have feathers?
All right, I'll be the one talking. It's rumored that dinosaurs may or may not have had feathers. But I think the true understanding is that we just don't know what they look like on the outside because we don't have any concept of their skin. But I feel like they were just big-ass lizards. That's what I want to believe. It's what all my cartoons and textbooks have shown me. And big-ass lizards would have that lizardy skin. And honestly, if I was a dinosaur, I wouldn't want to have feathers because I feel like the lizard skin is the elite skin type. Us humans, I suppose, have better advantages with like heat control and stuff like that, but our skin is pretty weak, bro. Like paper cuts fuck us up. I feel like lizard skins are pretty immune to paper cuts. And a dinosaur, I can't imagine being affected by a paper cut. I don't think there's any animal that would really be affected by a paper cut. I mean, like, I know animals feel pain, but I feel like they just kind of have the ability to ignore it way better. Like, other than, like, my dog, who will, you know, limp if you don't carry him up the stairs nowadays, but he's an old man. But, you know, like, he definitely would whine and cry. But I feel like an animal, when it's in pain, it just kind of beast modes, which I admire. But I don't know if it has to do more with their mentality or also just, like, their features, like their better skin and such. But, I mean, like, when a dog breaks its paw, it's in pain. If I broke my paw, I'd be in pain, too. I just feel like he would do a better job of muscling through. Like, if he had to keep walking, he would. And maybe that's just because he doesn't know any better, though. Like, is it ignorance or is it just braveness? I guess a lot of times those can be the same thing. Right? Right. Speaking of dinosaurs, I sometimes talk to myself. I think I've mentioned this before. I'll talk to myself, like, out loud and reaffirm the things I'm saying, and it feels good, and that's kind of what this feels like.
Doesn't sound like you're talking about dinosaurs.
I literally just finished. I said, speaking of dinosaurs, and then I said, you'll watch it back. Not that Eddie doesn't watch these videos.
Yeah, I'll watch them.
You watch all the way through?
Yeah, dude. That's how I have to watch to make sure I have nothing to edit.
Well.
So I watch it at least once.
I mean, sometimes you've definitely not that I've done any editing, to be fair, but you've definitely left in things that we've been like.
Well, sure. But
and I'm
true.
like, did my guy?
I've not watched every single one all the way
go.
through. But when I'm being good, I watch.
You gotta watch. I watch them post.
Oh,
like
you get us that view,
get the
and
view.
that good viewer retention.
Yeah, exactly. Not much to speak about Frank Capone. Thank you for the drink. Cheers.
Yeah, there was an extravagant funeral for Frank, right?
That's what I looked up. You saw that on the wiki page?
Mm-hmm. I thought about it, but then I realized he wasn't Al, and I'm like, I'd prefer it if it was his older brother Al.
Yeah. Well, Al got away. Well, I guess it was a rumor,
or
but
cousin or whatever he is.
The thing that I thought was kind of interesting was the whole election, because they were in Chicago. The Capone family had a mayor elected. They were like essentially strong. I don't even know if they were strong arm. I think he was like part of the mafiosa crime family situation. And the Sierra Municipal Election Party, the Democrats had their guy that they wanted to win to like stop all of these crime. Like the mayor clearly was not doing much as he was part of the crime family. And when election day came, Frank Capone basically sent out all his goons with submachine guns and shotguns to all the local polling booths to make sure that the local residents voted right
for Chicago
for the Republican mayor that they had. So like there was Frank Capone's mayor and the new Democrat mayor. So he was like, okay, go to all the polling booths and just make sure everyone's voting for our guy. So it was like you were about to vote, and there was one dude with a sign that was like, vote for John, and then the other dude with a fucking shotgun that was like, vote for Frank's man.
Yeah. He didn't even need that sign. He just had the shotgun.
He did not have a sign. He just had the shotgun.
I'm going to vote for whoever he wants.
And basically the police knew this was happening, sent a bunch of clothed police officers, or unmarked police officers, and there was a shootout where the police claimed that Frank shot first. They said the police shot first.
Oh, there's a song about this. They're called Plainclothes, right?
I think
Plainclothes officers.
Plainclothes officers, yeah, the CPD.
There's a song. You ever heard that song, like The Night Chicago Died?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's about this, right?
Is that what it is? Brother, what a night it really was.
Yeah.
Brother, what a fight they really saw. I actually don't know that. I love that song, but I didn't know it was about this. It
sounds like it's from the perspective of the family of one of the cops that has to go fight the Capone brothers about this.
The fucking submachine gun and shotgun voting booths.
Yeah.
But yeah, he died. And at the end of the day, the Capone candidate won.
Well.
in a landslide.
No surprises there.
Well, the cops knew about it, and they just waited till the end of the day.
But I think at this point, like, this is peak. We're in peak Prohibition right now, right? When was
1924.
When did Prohibition end?
But yeah, they had a pretty crazy funeral for him.
Yeah, dude. Prohibition. When did it start? Ended 1933.
Probably like the 20s, early 20s.
And it started at the 20s. So we're in. This is like he's just coming up to like being real powerful, Al Capone. So he's like competing with the police.
He was a young man at this point. He wasn't even in superpower. The three brothers were like all mobsters.
Yeah, but they're mobsters because in 1920 booze was made illegal.
Yeah,
they made all their money.
But
that
like
way.
Al Capone became the big guy, but they were all pretty small fish at this point.
But not that small. They were fighting the police and winning,
Smaller
That's
than
what's
Al
crazy.
Capone eventually became.
Yeah, small to what he became.
Well, they didn't win. He died, dude.
Well, just Frank, not Al.
There were three brothers.
They had to get Al on. Who was the third brother?
I don't remember.
You know they got Al Capone on tax charges. Did you know that? Tax
did.
evasion.
His brothers were James Capone and Ralph Capone.
Oh, so Frank's not even a brother. Frank's what, a cousin?
Excuse me. I'm sorry. James is the dad. No, they're all brothers. They're four brothers.
Oh, okay.
James, Al. Damn, Al Capone definitely got the fattest. James was a cop?
That must
For
have been
being
awkward.
the elder brother?
Must have been awkward.
Yeah. Wait, was he a cop? Or is he just... He became a special agent of the Bureau of Indian Affairs? It feels like... He learned of his siblings' life of crime from newspapers. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure he did.
At Thanksgiving.
This is your fucking brother. And he's like, oh, I had no idea.
I know you've been saying forget about it and gabagool.
Wow, you look good. You eating good? What you been up to? Oh, nothing. The garbage industry's good.
Did you just call that your pimping hand?
Is that $50,000 cash? Did you hear about the Dock Sawdust railway station incident?
I did not hear about this.
How could you not hear about the first large-scale train robbery in Greek history? How could you not?
In Greek history? That's what crazy.
I couldn't really find much about this other than it was the first large-scale train robbery in Greek history, and
that's it.
April
Yeah.
1924.
It's probably the first robbery in Greek train history.
It's on April 10th, 1924. 12 masked men disguised as Mannlicher rifles. Apparently, that's a thing in Greece. They boarded the train from Athens to Thessadonia at around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They took all the money from the passengers and escaped with around 400,000. Yip.
Not yip.
Dakma.
Is that a lot? Or is that a little?
I don't know.
Like, was
because I didn't want to do the math.
I don't know if that. I still don't know if they were successful or not.
Okay, let's see. 200,000 Dakma.
And with it, they all went to Chick-fil-A.
USD. $624.
At the time?
In 1924. About 10 grand, 11 grand. If I don't know.
It's not train robbery money. It's not. Train robbery money is hundreds of thousands, especially when you're splitting. How many guys were on this?
12.
Oh my god, dude! They're getting a few hundred.
To be fair, we're doing a lot of backwards math here. I'm taking how much Dakma at the time, like that much Dakma. I don't know how the Dakma. I could be saying this word so wrong too. The drachma to USD today. That's how much they got, 200,000. But like drachma could be drastically different. 200,000 drachma could have been like fucking,
No, I think they botched this. I think this is depressing for Greece that they have not had a bigger train robbery.
It was just the first large scale train robbery.
We could go over there now, steal someone's wallet, and have a bigger train robbery.
When I Googled biggest train robberies, they were like, this one didn't even come up. So
yeah, because they only got a few $100s each. It's
all right.
It's nuts. They're like,
this next story is gonna fucking take you for a little whirlwind. First collection of crossword puzzles.
You gotta give us dates for all this stuff too.
Was published in 1924, April 1924. First collection of crossword puzzles.
Okay, so crossword puzzles have been around.
They had been around for a little bit, like 10 years or so.
And they needed a greatest hits album.
Essentially, but this really put Simon & Schuster, the publishing giant, on the map.
On the map. Dude.
They were nothing before this.
What else has Simon & Schuster done? And when was this?
This was in April of 1924.
But
the day?
Simon & Schuster, they're still around. Careers is the top.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. This was like a big move for them.
Best books. Let's see what they got. Best books of the year.
That crossword puzzle's going to be up there.
The Woman in Me.
That's Britney Spears,
Oh,
baby.
God. If a woman's in you, might not be.
It's a very beautiful, touching novel.
Yes,
okay.
it's a very. If a woman is inside of you, you are very progressive. That's Murder Your Employer. The Book of Charlie. None of these are Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only one I've heard of before.
Well, you haven't heard of the Mega Crossword Puzzle book?
not until just now. Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that the one from 1924?
In 1924, it's published its first title, the Crossword Puzzle book.
What do you think those words are? They're like thee and thou.
First collection of crossword puzzles ever printed. Dude.
And chant.
100 years later, the book still maintains its status as the standard bearer for cruciverbal excellence. Oh my god.
Oh my.
What is cruciverbal?
Cruciverbal.
Is that just like words?
That's like a word you say when you're worried people don't know you're smart. A person skillful in creating or solving crossword puzzles. Oh, they made up that word. This is a publicity stunt for the book.
Cruciverbal is a crossword puzzle skill level word?
Good at crossword puzzles?
How cruciverbal are
guys.
You? That's going to be my new Hinge question. How cruciverbal?
And then they all got to Google it and then swipe left when they find the answer. What a dick word.
You think it's a scale question or it's just like a lot? I'm very cruciverbal.
Yeah, the most cruciverbalist person you've ever met.
I'm cruciverbable, baby.
I'm a cruciverbalist supremacist.
Wow, that's fun. You see something you wouldn't have known if you hadn't learned
I would
about.
never have known this. And now I know to hate anyone that ever uses this word.
Okay, I got 2 more stories, then we can go to jokes because we're almost at an hour.
It was like, dude, every other game, it's like, oh, he's a good basketball player. He's a great chess player.
He's cruciverbal.
He's a cruciverbalist. Fuck you.
Well, you could say...
I can't think of a good comparison. Everything else is like, you're a good X.
You could say, like, in golf, he's a craftsman.
Yes.
He's a cruciverbalist.
But craftsman is a different word. You don't understand? It's not
he's
like...
so handsy kind of thing.
There's no word that means good golfer. Eddie. No, just kidding.
Definitely
not.
Can't even play if it's too nice out.
I can't play in the spring.
Oh, shit. Is it going to be 70 and sunny? I
God,
can't get out there.
Dude, I have so many obligations in May, in the next few weeks, where I told the people, I was like, this is a maybe. If my allergies are bad, I will not come. Like, for the roughly 100 people that will maybe listen this far.
Yeah.
I have debilitating
100 people you think are listening?
No, maybe like 25 listening
to me in about a week when I listen to
16.
episodes.
16 on average. But whatever. I have debilitating seasonal allergies where I want to die every spring. And so I've like my mom is having a banquet this weekend in deep Connecticut. Like woodsy Connecticut. And she's like, you're coming, right? Which is funny because last year I went back to Connecticut for Mother's Day and had such a bad allergy attack that she's like...
You're bumming out the guests.
She told me, she's like, you know what, next year we'll go to the city. The next year rolls around, she's like, you're coming to Connecticut, right? And I'm like, fuck, I don't want to.
Hey, I think your mom's a viewer. Hey, Mrs.
Jokes with that.
Wait, can we end on my final story?
Oh, yeah, so I didn't know you had another one.
It was kind of crazy. Did you hear about the April 1924 tornado outbreak?
No, I did not.
28 tornadoes, 26 of which were significant in 2 days, April 29th to April 30th.
Wait, say that one more time.
28? There were 28 tornadoes, 26 of which being significant between those 2 days, affecting the southern United States.
Oh, my God.
I know. Look at this. These were all tornadoes.
Holy shit.
Mostly Georgia and Alabama.
Dude, when are these people going to move?
It was the 20s, so I feel like moving took at least a longer time than a day.
So 14 tornadoes a day.
Yeah. Well, it was mostly the
16
30th.
hours.
There were 4 the first day, and then there were 24 the second day.
You're only awake for 16 hours. So roughly every hour, there's a new tornado terrorizing your town.
If you go by time,
insane.
It started at 8 a.m., 10:30, 10:50, 11, 11, 11:15, 11:50, 12:15, 12:30, 1:30, 1:30, 2 o'clock. It was just a nonstop.
It's like an alien is watching.
One of them caused 15 deaths, 53 deaths, 1 death, 3 deaths, 10 deaths, 1 death, 9 deaths. These were serious tornadoes.
Do you think the tornado deaths are the humans getting swept up and flung miles away, or do you think it's
it's debris,
debris impaling
100%
you? Yeah, probably.
115 fatalities, 1,000 injuries in that day from tornadoes. That's unheard of.
Insanity.
I know.
Well, you ever heard of the butterfly effect? You know what that is?
Yeah,
a butterfly flaps its wings, and somewhere else a tornado happens.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder what butterflies have against trailer parks.
South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina.
April 2024.
It's always trailer park. Like a caterpillar emerges from its cocoon. Fuck these poor hicks.
There were 2 F4 tornadoes. They were all above F2. That's crazy.
I don't know what that means, but I'll take your word.
F5 is the biggest tornado ever.
Okay, but how it goes to F0?
Yeah, I think it goes to FU. Yeah, FU, F0.
It goes to FU. that should be the top of the scale, the FU tornado.
Let's see. Tornado rankings, the EF scale. Yeah, F0, F1, F2, F3, F4, F5. And it's just
so F2 is still...
I think it's the gusts of winds, 260 makes it an F5.
So what are the gust of winds, F2 compared to F5?
F0 is 45 to 78, F2 is 118 to 160, F4 is 210, and then F5 is 260 above.
Oh my god, 200.
I'm sorry, that's in gusts. The original F scale? That's the original. The enhanced F scale is over 200 miles per hour, makes it an F5. But yeah, 3-second gust speed. That's crazy. 200 miles per hour.
That is pretty crazy.
And that's it for the news.
That's it from the news 100 years ago.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good news.
That was good news.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that news today.
That was some fun news.
Yeah.
Some lighthearted fun news.
We did.
Some jokes for us? How many we got?
We got 4. I think we have some good ones. Pick 2 from there. Don't look at them, though. Just pick 2 random sheets. There's one. Well, we'll do it.
This is a good one. I like that one.
All right, shall I go first?
Sure.
NCAA athletes can be... Did you know that NCAA athletes can be suspended for bad grades?
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons that I like betting on college sports. It's because there's nothing quite like having next month's rent riding on whether or not Caitlin Clark did her econ homework.
You're like, damn, that was a tough chem test.
You're like, God, I'd be rich if she had just studied a little more. If Brad had not gone to that party last night, God, I'd be rolling in it.
For any sports that you're gambling on, those players are not doing their own homework.
No,
they have some fucking...
But it is funny that it's literally homework.
It could
for
be,
the NCAA ones when you bet on them.
Did you see her salary? This could be a joke in itself.
Oh my gosh, it is hilarious.
It's like $70,000 a year.
It's nuts.
That's like
you could be the best women's basketball player ever, or a mid-level communications major.
Actually, a comm major graduating into that's not a small amount of money, but it's a small amount.
It's small for her.
Her being the most famous.
Well, so here's how I think about it. She's not making that much. She's going to make another $200,000. She's making a ton of endorsements.
I was talking to
a coworker.
My coworker was saying it's just fucked up that she kind of has to. LeBron doesn't have to do those endorsements.
Look, here's the thing.
The WNBA does make
I
him
think
as
that
mad.
it is it's commensurate to the amount of people that watch the WNBA.
For sure.
If
It's just nuts that she's that famous and like
it is nuts. She was on SNL the other weekend. Did you see that?
I did. She did pretty well.
Yeah, it was
liked
funny.
her
I liked
on the Weekend Update. She was
She had Michael Che read all the
apron jokes.
Or like Indiana Fever is not just what Michael Che gave to everyone at Purdue the last time he was there.
She was good. She's pretty too. Like when she's not in fucking beast mode.
Yeah,
she's scary on the court, but she looks good. Hit me up, Caitlin Clark. The Heimlich maneuver is so sexual that I just hope my cousin chokes on something soon. That's fucked up, man. I got a lot of cousins. I don't mean that.
I was hoping with the caps you'd read it like the Heimlich maneuver is so sexual. I hope my cousin chokes on something.
Oh, now you want me to do the fucking pause. All of a sudden, I'm trying to read it.
It's when it's appropriate. I tried to write it for how it was.
Fuck off.
It didn't work.
Should I pause with this one too?
No, just follow your heart. I tried to break up with my fat girlfriend, but when I told her we needed a break, she thought I was just offering her a Kit Kat. I stuttered. Fuck. I tried to break up with my fat girlfriend, but when I told her that we needed a break, she just thought I was offering her a Kit Kat.
Now it feels like my laugh was ingenuine.
It's a little bit forced.
It wasn't.
It's like not the funniest joke.
And especially the second time.
Yeah, the second time through.
I think this is a good joke. My last girlfriend was a lot like a crab.
Mm-hmm. How?
She had great legs.
Okay.
Terrible hand jobs. And the best legs.
The best legs. You want to eat
really
those legs up.
Snappy hand jobs.
You want to eat those legs up, but goddamn, do you not want that hand job?
A lot of meat on those legs. Nice.
Nice, dude. That was a good episode.
That was a solid episode. Oh.
Thanks for hanging out at the Moose Lounge.
Yeah, guys, we appreciate you.
Comment if you actually watched this far. Seriously. It says that some people watch all the way to the end, but I don't believe it. Just say...
When we get no comments, it's only going to hurt more.
It will hurt more if you do get this far. Just comment, Brian is gay.
All right. That's
fine, right? That's great.
That's fine.
It's great. It's fantastic. Brian likes it. Brian says, comment, Brian is gay.
Thanks, guys.
We're out.
We're out.
It's the Moose Lounge.
We are out.